Good evening, muy buenas noches to all of our Wayne State graduates, faculty, staff, family, and friends. Es un placer servir como su maestra de ceremonias. My name is Tamara Serrano Chandler, and I am an academic advisor in the Center for Latino, Latina, and Latin American Studies. I have the great honor of serving as your MC to the first virtual but 11th annual Latina, Latino, Latinx, and Native graduation celebration. While we would much rather celebrate with you in person, we hope to infuse tonight with the energy, love, and excitement that you each deserve. Some general housekeeping. For ideal viewing, choose speaker view in the top right or left hand corner of your screen. Today's event will be a mix of live and pre-recorded segments. We are recording the celebration, and the video will be available for later viewing. We have muted all microphones to minimize any disruptions, but you may share your congratulations and other messages in the chat box. So let's get started. We begin this evening with a warm first welcome by Dr. Sandra Gonzalez, a professor in the College of Education.
Bonjour, Nelsi. Buenas tardes. Ometeo tokenawake tlasokamati. Tlasokamati tonansin. Tlasokamati tonatiu. Tlasokamati nonansin. Newa no toka kali kalitsin. My name is Dr. Sandra Gonzalez, and I'm an associate professor of bilingual education here at Wayne State University. I also coordinate the Native American Development Network and Learning Community. I just brought greetings in my traditional Nahuatl language, an indigenous language that spans across many different countries, but that is largely represented in Mexico. In this introduction, I thanked all those ancestors, our antepasados who came before us. I also thanked our abuelas and our abuelos, our mothers and our fathers, for being here today to help honor and celebrate our 2020 Wayne State University graduates. What you see here on the screen is called a Land Acknowledgement Statement. It was recently adopted by Wayne State University Student Senate. These land acknowledgement statements are incredibly important as they serve to remind us all of our ongoing connections to these lands. And they also serve as a way to stand up against the dehistorization of our indigenous people and communities. They serve to remind us all that our common histories should never be erased. Huahuillantinong, also known as Detroit, has been a place of honoring and celebrating Indigenous achievements for members of communities for thousands of years. The Latinx and Native American graduation celebration connects us to these traditions, and it serves as a way of continuing this legacy. On behalf of the Native American Development Network and Learning Community, I congratulate you all on your momentous accomplishments and wish you well on the next phase of your beautiful journey. Ometeo.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. Our in-person celebration would normally begin with a blessing. Please see the slide for information about this traditional smudging ceremony. Now, Dr. Keith E. Whitfield, Provost of Wayne State University, will share a warm bienvenida with our guests.
Good evening. Bienvenidos y bienvenidas. On behalf of Wayne State University, I'm so pleased to welcome graduates, families, and community members to the 11th annual El Nuevo Comienzo, Latina, Latino, Latinx, and Native graduation celebration. These past weeks have been among the most challenging that our university and city have ever experienced. We've mourned the loss of members of our community and have had to respond to countless requests for assistance from our students, faculty, and staff. I'm so proud of how our campus community has come together to support one another, with a focus on our most vulnerable students during this crisis. Even in these times, Wayne State University continues to be a national leader in student success and inclusiveness. Each year, the number of Latino and Latina students graduating from Wayne State increases, and celebrations like this help to highlight the students behind those gains. I understand that our graduating students may feel sadness at the prospect of having to postpone in-person celebrations with the family and friends that have helped to support them, all of whom have made sacrifices and worked tirelessly to get to this point, particularly our students of color and first-generation students. To these students, I say, you are true warriors, and nothing can take away your accomplishments. We celebrate virtually today and look forward to continuing to celebrate our success as alumni of this great university. Stay in touch, stay involved. I'd like to thank the Center for Latino, Latina, and Latin American Studies and the Planning Committee representing various campus units that came together to make sure our graduates received their well-earned recognition. I'm excited to hear from Dr. Anne Marie Cano and our accomplished student speakers during this evening's event. And I'm thrilled to celebrate with all of you. Congratulations, let's enjoy the ceremony.
Muchísimas gracias, Provost Whitfield. We greatly appreciate your support and leadership at this time. Now, Dr. Jorge L. Chinea, Director of the Center for Latino, Latina, and Latin American Studies, and Professor of History, will share a welcome and congratulatory message.
Welcome, bienvenidos y bienvenidas. My name is Jorge L. Chinea, and I am the Director of the Center for Latino and Latin American Studies. I wish to congratulate the 2020 graduating class of Wayne State University. You have made it to the end after working hard in completing all of the requirements for your academic program. I also wish to thank everyone at the university and at the center who supported you in reaching this point in your professional development. This includes, of course, your parents, your teachers, your advisors, your peer mentors, and our social work interns. Many of you were first-generation college students when you came to us, and probably many of you were also English language learners, much like myself. This graduation marks a new beginning in your life, one that's filled with your hopes and dreams for a brighter future. I wish you the best, and I hope that you will find the time along the way to help someone else who may be less fortunate than yourself, so that you can give them hope, you can coach them and encourage them so that they too can make it.
Muchísimas gracias, Dr. Chinea. Wonderful words of encouragement. And now, Vanessa Reynolds, Admissions Counselor and Chair of the Latinx Faculty and Staff Association, one of our great partners for this evening's event, will share a brief note of congratulations.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vanessa Reynolds. I'm an admissions counselor at Wayne State University, and I am also the current chair for LFSA, Latinx Faculty and Staff Association. On behalf of LFSA, I would like to congratulate you for your achievement. You have made one of your dreams reality. We are very proud of you. Estamos muy orgullosos de todos ustedes. Graduation is a time of completion. However, it is also a time of celebration. Whether we do it virtually or in person, we must celebrate your success. It is also an exciting time. It is warm memories of the past and big dreams for the future. Congratulations to those of you who are pursuing graduate school. An additional diploma would definitely bring more knowledge and opportunities. If you haven't done it yet, I want you to thank those individuals that made this possible. I know as a first generation college student myself, I could not have done it without the love and support from my family, friends, advisors, mentors, and professors. It takes a village to get where you are today. And I hope you remain part of this village by inspiring others, by giving back to those that come after you. Graduates, congratulations. This is the ending of one chapter and the beginning of a new one. Felicidades. Sí se puede.
Thank you, Vanessa. Beautiful words. Our next guest is Dr. Leonard Zavala, Director of the Office of Multicultural Student Engagement, another event partner.
Hello, everyone. This is Leonard Zavala, and I want to say congratulations on behalf of the Office of Multicultural Student Engagement and my team there. And I'd also like to say congratulations to your family and your friends. We've had a challenging semester for sure, and I want to say, but you made it. You've graduated. You've done it. You've done the work. As I reflect on my graduation, there were a couple of things that I just wanted to share with you. I remember getting my sash, and so that was one of the cool things. And I hope you get your sash at some point in time as well. And I also got this cool souvenir from everyone that had signed it. And so those were kind of the cool points when I got my PhD. As a first generation college student, earning my bachelor's in science, master's in science, and PhD, I understand the struggle. I was the first. There was no one before me to sort of give me the tools to help me get there. So I learned along the way and had a lot of mentors, which I'm sure you did as well. However, I'd like to also encourage you to set aside some time to celebrate. This is a glorious time for you, and I hope that you can celebrate this in whatever that means for you. While this might end your journey at Wayne State University, I want to encourage you to give back. There are going to be lots of students entering Wayne State in the fall, and so they're going to need your support. They're going to be following in your footsteps. So I encourage you to be active alumni if you can. I'd also like to recognize the work within the center. All the folks there have done tremendous work in helping you to achieve this point in your life. And so let's give them a round of applause as well. Again, I want to say congratulations and wishing you well.
Thank you, Dr. Zavala. We greatly appreciate the support of OMSI and their staff. The Office of Multicultural Student Engagement is very much a home away from home for many of our students. I'd like to take a brief moment to acknowledge the many contributions of people, programs, and units that have stepped up in our greatest moment of need. When our circumstances drastically shifted, these community members sprang into action to ensure that we celebrated members of the class of 2020. Today, we recognize our event partners, the Latinx Faculty and Staff Association, the Latinx Student Association, the Native Development Network and Learning Community, and the Office of Multicultural Student Engagement. Muchísimas gracias por su cooperación. We would also want to highlight some guests who are in the audience today. Joining us live are Wayne State Provost, Dr. Whitfield, Dr. Marquita Chamblay, Chief Diversity Officer, Dean Stephanie Hartwell of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, LAS Director, Dr. Jorge Chinea, LAS Instructor and Alumna, Alicia Diaz, Dr. Victor Figueroa, Professor of Spanish, Dr. Bianca Suarez of the McNair Scholars Program, Amy Cooper of the Learning Communities Office, and alumna Eva Garza de Walsh, President of Ser Metro Detroit. Thank you so much for joining us. Our keynote speaker this evening is Dr. Anne-Marie Caño, Professor of Psychology and Associate Provost for Faculty Development and Faculty Success at Wayne State University. Dr. Caño conducts research on emotion regulation and intimacy in couples facing chronic illness and has developed a mindfulness-based intervention aimed at couples with pain to improve their quality of life. Dr. Caño has over 70 publications and has served as a principal investigator on grants from the National Institutes of Health. She's a fellow of the American Psychological Association in 2 divisions, Society for Health Psychology and Society for Couple and Family Psychology. As a first-generation college student and Latina, Dr. Caño is committed to supporting access, diversity, and inclusion in higher education, and is conducting research in this domain as well. In her current role, she develops career, mentoring, and leadership development programs for faculty and academic staff. Starting July 1st, 2020, she will be Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Gonzaga University in Washington State. She earned her master's and doctoral degrees in psychology from Stony Brook University and her bachelor's degree in psychology from Princeton University. We are excited to hear from Dr. Anne-Marie Caño.
Bienvenidas y bienvenidos. My name is Anne-Marie Caño. I'm Associate Provost for Faculty Development and Faculty Success and a professor in the Psychology Department. And like many of you, I am also graduating from Wayne State. So I have worked here for over 20 years. Doing a variety of things, including teaching some of you in the classroom. And I am leaving Wayne State this summer to become the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Gonzaga University in Washington State. And so I am filled with love for Wayne State and all the people that I've come to know and work with at Wayne State. And I'm also feeling a little bit of sadness because we can't be together and we can't have a proper fiesta to celebrate this graduation of sorts for me. And so I want to say to those of you who are feeling also those feelings of disappointment that there will be a time of celebration again. There will be a time to be together and to hug and kiss and to remember that not only do you get to celebrate graduation now, you get to celebrate it again when we can all be together. So something positive to think about. I would like to share with you some, I guess, words of wisdom that have come to me through my family experience as you are going off into this next chapter of your lives, hoping to give you a little window into your future self. And I think about this because when I was graduating from college, I was a first-generation college student. The whole experience was new to me. I struggled my first 2 years of college. I didn't know how to study. I didn't know just how to do college, really. And when I graduated from college, I felt like I wasn't sure if I really had the confidence to go off and do things. And I did go to graduate school, but I still suffered from some confidence blows when I was in college because I thought I was not good enough, or maybe I wasn't smart enough. And for those of you, you might have already had an advisor or a faculty member tell you this. That's called imposter syndrome. And that is that little devil that comes on your shoulder and tells you, you're not good enough. Don't even try for that. Oh, you think you want to do that? I don't know. And I had that as a graduating senior. And so, but now I'm going to be a dean. I became a professor. I've traveled all over the world to give research presentations, and people invite me to talk about my research. And so you may feel like you are not worthy or that you are not able to do these things, but you are. You made it this far. You can go farther. And that might mean in your profession, it might mean in school, it might mean in your community in some other way. But don't let that feeling of, I don't know if really I'm all that. Don't let that stop you. You can be successful in what you do. So let me tell you a little bit about where I came from because I think that that may help as well. So here is a picture of my father. He was born in Spain, in northwest Spain, in the province of Galicia. And he left Spain when he was 15 with his mother to live in New York and work in New York. Because they really needed him to work, he did not graduate from high school, but that was something that was, education was very important to him. And so when he had us 3 daughters, that was drilled into our head, education, education, education as the key to opportunity. My mother, here's a picture of my mom and me. We were very close. She passed away 7 years, but I still hold her in my heart. She was born in Puerto Rico in a little town called Quebradillas, which is on the northwest side. And she actually grew up very close to the coast. So did my father, both beach babies, I guess. And she came to New York when she was 12 with her uncle and his wife and their 2 daughters. And she graduated from high school, but always wanted to go on for more schooling and was not able to do so. So for her, also, education was the key to opportunity, but she also saw it as kind of the key to she wouldn't have used these terms, but self-actualization, which is becoming the best person you can be by knowing about different cultures, by learning as much as you can. So it wasn't just about financial security, it was about being a better person and being a better citizen in the world. And so if you think about that and your own education, how has it made you able to be a better citizen in the world, to appreciate cultures other than your own, to be able to talk to other people about your own culture and bring those gifts of your own culture into the world to make the world a better place? Those are all wonderful things that your education has provided you with. And so whenever you feel that little devil of the imposter syndrome come onto your shoulder again, what I have found helpful is just to recognize, oh, there you are, I remember you, and then flick him off your shoulder. He doesn't belong there anymore. And I hope that you're able to take that with you and wherever you find yourself next, and in your growth as a person, a citizen, an educated citizen, to do good things for this world, because we need you. So congratulations again. Congratulations to your family, to your instructors, advisors, and I wish you the best in your journey.
What a truly inspiring speech, Dr. Caño. You will be greatly missed by our Wayne State community. You have served as a mentor to many of the students and staff present today. You genuinely have made Wayne State a better place, and we wish you much success. You will always be a Wayne State warrior. Every year, the Planning Committee selects representatives of the graduating class to share reflections and address their fellow graduates. I'd like to introduce our first student speaker, Isabel Rios Colon, an award-winning peer mentor and scholar. She epitomizes the qualities of a Wayne State leader and has truly made her mark in the community. I give you Isabel.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel Rios Colon. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology with a minor in Latin American Studies. I first want to congratulate you all. While we may be in a virtual space this year, we are still together celebrating this enormous achievement. It took years, countless hours of studying for finals, writing essays, and turning in our capstone projects to get to this moment. Be proud of yourselves. As I continue my educational career at the University of Maine to earn my Master's of Education in Higher Education, today I want to take the time to acknowledge the village that raised me to get to this point, both the one at home and the one at Wayne State University. I encourage you to do this as well. First, gracias a mi familia. You all have built my foundation in order for me to be strong and continue to persevere through the ups and downs of life. Gracias a mi mamá, as she is the most amazing woman I have ever met, and she has always pushed me to do more because she knew I could. Gracias a mi papá, who continues to work tirelessly with my mom to support our family. You show me that as long as I work hard, I can go to the places I want to go and more. And to my two sisters, Wendy and Sophia, who I have learned so much from and who continue to support me and my journey. Second, gracias a mi familia at Wayne State and the Center for Latino and Latin American Studies. I have had amazing mentors that have guided me along the way. Del Trafney, my first and most influential peer mentor. Dr. Zach Morales, Tamara Serrano Chandler, Melissa Miranda Morse, Alicia Diaz, Dr. Chinea, Dr. Suarez, and Dr. Caño, who have all made WSU my home away from home. I have grown to be the scholar I am today thanks to all of you, and I will continue to grow as a mentor, future educator, and researcher, and I hope I continue to make you all proud as I move forward. Graduates, I encourage you to take this time to reflect on how far you have all come and who has supported you along the way, and keep going. There is no end to what you are capable of if you set your mind to it and work towards your goals. These are uncertain times. However, this too shall pass. I wish you all the best in this new chapter of your lives. Now take this new power you have earned and continue on with your heads held high. We are all proud of you. Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias, Isa. Beautiful speech. We wish you the best in New England. Our next student speaker is also a dedicated peer mentor and blossoming scholar. Alice Santana joined Wayne State from Chicago and has left her mark in Detroit. We'll now hear from Alice.
A letter to the resilient. Felicidades, graduates. Alongside your family and the Wayne State community, I want to congratulate you all on your achievements and successes. This was no simple journey, but our commitment and passion has paid off in a multitude of ways. We've faced hardships in and out of the classroom, but as we reflect on where we are today, our resilience has shown us just how powerful we are. Like many of us, I dedicate my achievements to my family. Despite being 300 miles away, they stood beside me in all of my moments. When I failed my first exam, when I won my first award, attending every Academia del Pueblo, I could always count on them. As I applied to PhD programs, I proudly brought home my acceptances and even rejections. As an immigrant family, we often question our right to hold space in these institutions. But my family and I have worked endlessly for my education to grow to such grand capacity. With that I say, mi gente, let's take our seat at the table. I emphasize community and mentorship, especially as a first-generation student. When we are able to see ourselves in the shoes of professionals, our mentors, and elders, our goals begin to feel more obtainable. Whether you are the first to pave the way or exemplifying the legacy of your role models, let us not forget those who come after us. I thank with much profoundness my Detroit community, for those who open their hearts and homes to me, to the Center for Latino and Latin American Studies. Thank you for becoming my support system. When I chose to leave home to pursue my education, I knew that at this institution, I would be supported in all of my endeavors. To my advisors, Tamara and Dr. Morales, thank you for your mentorship. Despite having changed my major 5 times, you both always stood beside me. Melissa, Dr. Chinea, Alicia Diaz, and Dr. Trujillo Pagan, thank you for showing me that I am always capable of more. Our families and the communities that have raised us are such a necessary part of this process. The love, support, and mentorship we receive is what makes us invincible. I am pursuing a path that allows me to teach and share the knowledge of my most profound passions. The work I am committed to emphasizes the importance of access to education for communities of color, for people like us. Como dicen, la educación es liberación. Le quiero dar las gracias a mi madre, mi padre y a mi hermana y a Dios que me cuidan y aman donde quiera que vaya. Los quiero mucho. Mis padres me dicen que yo puedo lograrlo todo porque el mundo es mío. Y así es. El mundo es nuestro. May this be one of the many milestones in our journey, because the best is yet to come. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you for your speech, Alice. We really will miss you here in Detroit. Our final student speaker this evening is the definition of perseverance. Juan simultaneously worked and took classes full-time, all while maintaining excellent grades and doing volunteer work in the community. We are pleased to feature Juan Gonzalez Martinez.
Hello, class of 2020. My name is Juan Gonzalez. Before I get started here, I do want to apologize for any background noise. I'm in a Mexican household and we can be a bit loud sometimes. I also want to apologize for any technical issues. For someone that was born in the 90s, I am not very tech savvy, so bear with me while I do the best I can. First of all, congratulations to all the seniors. We made it. Not the ending I would have expected, but nonetheless, the journey is the most important part, and what a journey it's been. My journey began in Mexico, where I was born, and I was brought to America at the age of 1. I grew up undocumented in Southwest Detroit and remain undocumented to this day. The fear of deportation always loomed over my shoulder and over my family's shoulder my entire life. I say that to highlight one of the obstacles that I've had to overcome and get into this moment. I think it's important that we take stock in the obstacles that we've had to face in getting to graduation. So congratulations on overcoming those obstacles. Another point I wanted to touch on is the fact that things don't follow on a set path. After I graduated from high school, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. And it wasn't until after I finished my freshman year of college, which took 2 years and in which I had changed my major 3 times, until I realized that I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do with my life. So for anyone that is facing that fear, anxiety, or stress of not knowing what to do, it's okay. Take a deep breath and you'll figure it out as you go along. It took me a couple years before I realized that I wanted to study law. I wanted to become a lawyer. But once I did realize that, I enrolled at Wayne State University so I could finish up my bachelor's degree, and I'll be starting law school in the fall. But it did take me some time. So if you're facing the same anxiety of not knowing what to do moving forward, take a deep breath. You'll get there. One final thing I did want to touch on, it's one of the fears and anxieties that I faced in getting to this moment, and that I'm sure I'm going to have to keep working on, is the fact of belonging in some of these professional or academic spaces. With my background, that's a bit different from most other people that get to law school or some of these other professional fields that I've been in. The anxiety of, do I belong here, is something that I've had to face. And I want to let everybody know that nothing was given to us. We've earned everything. So we've had to overcome some very steep obstacles. So don't let anyone push you down or tell you that you don't belong in a certain place or you got there because they were filling some kind of quota, because it's not true. You've earned your spot, you've earned your seat at the table, so take up the space and do something positive with that space. Create some positive change. That's my one ask for everybody, that you leave anywhere you go better than the way you found it. On that note, I do want to say thanks to everybody at the Center for Latinx Studies. Thanks to Zach, to Melissa, Tamara. Thanks to all my friends and family that helped me get to this moment. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So congratulations again to everybody, and y'all take care.
Thank you, Juan. We are excited to wish you well on your journey to law school, where we know you will continue to advocate for the Latino and immigrant communities. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the announcement of this year's Nuevo Comienzo participants and WSU graduates. Graduates, our hope is to showcase you briefly while your slide is announced. If you'd like to participate in this way, please have your camera turned on at this time and make sure that your full name is displayed on this Zoom meeting so we can find you. The first graduate is someone very near and dear to our hearts. Dwayne Carrero Berry receives a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology with minors in Latino-Latina Studies and Peace and Conflict Studies from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. We lost Dwayne in 2017, yet he was very close to completing his degree requirements. We thank the Board of Governors, Provost Whitfield, Dean Hartwell, and all others who ensured that Dwayne's family received his diploma. Dwayne's classmates, professors, and advisors all describe him as an inspiring and charismatic young man. He was a proud Wayne State warrior, serving as a peer mentor and student ambassador for the Center for Latino-Latina and Latin American Studies for 3 years. His dedication to helping fellow students and participating in campus activities earned him a Peer Mentor of the Year award from the Wayne State Learning Communities Office. Dwayne was also proud of his Afro-Latino heritage and presented original research at Wayne State conferences on race and identity. Although he was diagnosed with heart disease at the age of 19, Dwayne used his experiences to provide comfort to others facing similar challenges, starting a support group and visiting hospitals to encourage patients who, like him, were undergoing heart transplants and open heart surgery. The university community mourns his loss, but celebrates his loving and generous spirit. Our next graduate is Olivia Barreto. Olivia completed a Bachelor of Arts in History with a minor in Latino-Latina Studies. Olivia plans to continue her career with Ford and may go to graduate school in the future. Olivia shares, "I want to say thank you to my family for their support, especially my twin sister, Alexandra. I have been at Wayne State long enough for CBS to now be called CLLAS, and want to thank everyone in the department for their support for my entire journey. It was a long road, but I never would have been able to do this without you guys. Thanks for always being there. Felicidades, Olivia." Our next graduate is Rachel Brunsma. Rachel completed a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with honors and a University Honors co-major with a minor in Public Health. We celebrate you, Rachel. Our next graduate is Karen Cardenas. Karen completed a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Film with a minor in New Media. Muchas felicidades, Karen. Our next graduate is Lydia Chouinard. Lydia has completed a Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology with a minor in Latino Studies. Lydia is currently a community health worker for the Healthy Start Family Spirit Program at American Indian Health and Family Services. She plans to continue to fight social injustices and work to empower families in her community of Southwest Detroit. Lydia shares, "I want to thank an innumerable amount of educators, especially at the Center for Latino Studies, family and friends who have supported me throughout my educational journey. We are so proud of you, Lydia. Felicidades." Our next graduate is Esmeralda Cruz. Esmeralda has completed a Master's of Social Work. Esmeralda plans to work as a social worker in the mental health field. "I want to thank my husband, kids, parents, and sister for being my support. I would also like to thank my friend Candy for pushing me through the difficult days when I felt I couldn't continue. Felicidades, Esmeralda. Next, we have Mariah Escamilla. Mariah completed a Bachelor's of Science in Mortuary Science. Mariah's plans after graduation are to continue her career as a licensed funeral director while providing dignity and care to each family. Thank you to everyone who believed in me and provided the continuous support of me through my college career. Felicidades, Mariah. Ashley Garcia earns a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology with minors in Latino-Latina Studies and Spanish. Ashley will be attending Loyola University in Chicago to pursue a Master's of Arts in Community Counseling. Thank you to my LAS familia, the staff, faculty, and my fellow peer mentors. Shout out to McNair Scholars and Dr. Bianca Suarez. And a thank you to mi familia. I truly could not have done this without you. Marilyn Garcia earns a Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics with a minor in Latino Studies. Marilyn will be studying for the GRE and preparing to apply to graduate school. She also plans to pursue an MBA degree. I want to thank my wonderful mom who supported me through everything, as well as my family, friends, and advisors. Thank you for everything. Felicidades, Marilyn. Prosper Garcia earns a Bachelor's of Science in Finance with honors and a University Honors co-major. He also earns a minor in Latino Studies. Prosper will be working at Tesla. Prosper shares the following quote: "Some people are so poor, all they have is money," by Bob Dylan. Felicidades, Prosper. Vanessa Gonzalez has completed a Bachelor of Science in Marketing with a minor in Latino Studies. Vanessa will be exploring her field and establishing a career. I am grateful for all of the people who have helped with my journey, my parents, most importantly, for always believing in me. Juan Gonzalez Martinez earns a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology with honors. Juan will be starting law school in the fall. Juan shares the following thoughts: "Leave everywhere you go better than you found it." Felicidades, Juan. Susana Hernandez completes a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Journalism with a minor in Latino Studies. Susana hopes to begin law school in fall 2021. The Latino Studies program has allowed me to expand on my knowledge on the Latinx community, and I could not be more grateful for the advisors and professors I had. Felicidades, Susana. Alvaro Herrera earns a Bachelor's of Science in Marketing with a minor in Latino Studies. Alvaro will be working as a legislative aide for 12th District Commissioner in Wayne County and opening a new restaurant. Thanks to my mom and the rest of my family and educators that supported me all along the way. Maria Jones completes a Bachelor of Science in Political Science with minor in Urban Sustainability. After graduation, Maria will be organizing for political campaigns. Felicidades, Maria. Nadia Kuntz earns a Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Journalism with a minor in Film. Felicidades, Nadia. Elizabeth Logan earns a Master's of Library and Information Science. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Gabriel Lopez receives a Bachelor's of Science in Management with a minor in Latino Studies. Felicidades, Gabriel. Noribeth Mariscal earns a Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering with a minor in Latino Studies. Noribeth will begin a Master's in Environmental Engineering and Sustainability at Wayne State and hopes to begin working soon. She shares, I want to thank my family, the Center for Latino, Latina, and Latin American Studies, the McNair Scholars Program, and the Wayne State faculty. None of this would have been possible without you all, and I'm excited to see where this new chapter in my life will take me. Ariana Martinez has completed a Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education. Ariana recently accepted a position as a kindergarten teacher at Golightly Education Center. Thank you to my parents who made this possible with their constant love and support. Candy Mendoza earns a Master's of Social Work. Candy will be working as an immigration case manager with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Her goal is to help this population in creating mental health awareness and breaking the stigma. Thank you to those that were part of my journey and God for his strength. Pamela Miramontes receives a Bachelor's of Science in Management. Pamela accepted a position as an account customer representative, where she will gain experience managing company finances. Thank you to my family, friends, and mentors for being my support system. Pilar Miranda Chavez earns a Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education. Pilar is currently looking for teaching positions in Detroit. LAS helped me feel at home at Wayne State and provided the connections and support when I needed it. Felicidades, Pilar. Montserrat Morales receives a Master's of Education in Kinesiology. Montserrat plans to get certified as an exercise physiologist and earn a PhD in a sports-related field. I dedicate this to my family, my boyfriend, and to all the immigrant workers and families that work hard. Felicidades, Monse. Brandy Olivares receives a Bachelor of Arts in German and a Bachelor's of Science in Global Supply Chain Management. Brandy will be working at Kuhn and Nagel as an operations expert. Thanks for everything. I couldn't have done it without you. Lucero Perez earns a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering. Lucero's short-term plans are to find an entry-level engineering position in the materials field. Her long-term plans are to apply to a master's program in business or environmental engineering. Thank you to the LAS family for helping me throughout my college experience. Brandon Puente receives a Bachelor of Science in Global Supply Chain Management. Brandon is headed to Seattle, Washington for a position as a vendor manager with Amazon. Special thanks to everyone that has helped me to pursue my passion in global supply chain management. Felicidades, Brandon. Isabel Rios Colon earns a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology with a minor in Latino-Latina Studies. Isabel will begin a graduate program at the University of Maine, where she hopes to obtain a Master's of Education in Higher Education. Her future goal is to make higher education more accessible to underrepresented students. I dedicate this success to my family, specifically my mamá and papá. Este éxito es de nosotros, porque sin ustedes no estaría aquí celebrando este logro. Felicidades, Isa. Cristal Rivas completes a Bachelor's of Science in Public Health with a minor in Global Health and Social Medicine. Cristal has already begun working with the Southwest Detroit community as a community organizer at the Detroit Hispanic Development Corporation. Thank you to everyone that helped me in any way up to this point in my life. It would not be possible without you. Camila Rodriguez Valenzuela earns a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology with minors in Latino Studies and Nutrition and Food Science. Camila will begin an internship in Human Resources for the summer, and she will continue her education as a pre-medical student. Camila is forever thankful to parents for giving her the opportunity to fulfill a great education. Felicidades, Camila. Asad Saeed receives a Bachelor of Arts in Economics with a minor in Latino Studies. Asad is exploring career opportunities at a bank or a technology company. I want to acknowledge and thank the LAS program for checking up on me, and I appreciate my advisor, Alicia Ortez, for successfully guiding me through my time at Wayne State. Felicidades, Asad. Esmeralda Samano has completed a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art with minors in Latino Studies and Psychology. Esmeralda plans to further her studies by pursuing a master's degree in art therapy. I would like to thank my wonderful family for always being supportive through this long journey through college. Felicidades, Esmeralda. Olympia Sanchez earns a Bachelor of Health Science. Olympia will be graduating with a master's in occupational therapy this December. She plans to work clinically as an occupational therapist for at least 5 years and then potentially go for a PhD. I wouldn't be where I am today without the loving support and encouragement of my family and fiance. Felicidades, Olympia. Ana Sandoval completes a Bachelor of Science in Global Supply Chain Management with a minor in Spanish. Ana plans to transition from working in finance to working in supply chain. She shares, I did this to make my parents and myself proud, but especially for my daughter. Ana's daughter is joining Wayne State as a first-year student this fall and will be participating in the Latino Studies Summer Program. Felicidades, Ana. Alice Santana earns a Bachelor of Arts in Communication Sciences and Disorders with minors in African American Studies and Latino Studies. Alice will begin a PhD program in American Studies at the University of Maryland, College Park. Esto es para mi familia. Lo mejor está por venir. Felicidades, Alice. Enrique Sawicki receives a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice with a minor in Latino Studies. Enrique plans to pursue a career in Customs and Border Patrol. I want to thank God, my family, the LAS program, and most of all, Delv Trafney, my peer mentor. Congratulations, Ricky. Arturo Cerrato Cornejo completes a Bachelor of Science in Global Supply Chain Management. Arturo will begin a full-time position as an operations supervisor at Universal Logistics this May. I'm very grateful for everyone who supported me through my college career. It was a tough road, and I wouldn't have done it without my family and friends who gave me advice and cheered me up when things got complicated. Felicidades, Arturo. Nelson Stockdill Garay earns a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology with honors and a University Honors Co-Major. He also earns a minor in Media Arts and Studies. Nelson plans to do his best work on behalf of his community, however he can. To my familia, by blood and by bond, and to my community, I wouldn't be here without you. Slew Stone receives an MFA in theater. Slew plans on making the world a more interesting place through theater and art. The moral support of my family, the camaraderie of friends throughout the years, and guidance from a few wonderful professors has helped me to be the person I am today. Thank you all. Felicidades, Slew. Irvin Vicente completes a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. Irvin will begin work in the automotive industry and plans to pursue an MBA and become a manager or lead engineer. A mis padres, les agradezco por darme la oportunidad de estudiar en una universidad. Gracias por darme tanto. Por eso es que estoy tan agradecido. Felicidades, Irvin. Stephanie Villa earns a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. Stephanie is currently working for Kuwait as a field engineer on renewable energy projects across the nation. I want to thank all of the Wayne State community and a special shout out to SHIP, ASCE, LTA, and CLLAS. Felicidades, Stephanie. Cody Wisnant completes a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering with a minor in mathematics. Cody plans to pursue a PhD in chemical engineering. This degree was only made possible with the love and support of my family and friends. Felicidades, Cody. We would like to take a moment to recognize our hardworking Latino, Latina, and Latin American Studies minors. Most of these graduates entered our program as first-year students and spent year after year completing requirements such as presenting at research conferences, working with professional mentors, and participating in service learning opportunities. We are so incredibly proud of you. I now have the honor of introducing our closing act. Poet and artist Alondra Alviso, also known as Viso. Alondra is the co-founder of Viso's Voice, a content and cultural creating business that provides accessible and affordable curated events to the community in the form of art and activism. Viso has performed on countless stages across Michigan, including special performances at University of Michigan, Michigan State University, and Wayne State University. Viso uses poetry to bring alive the narratives of marginalized communities, in addition to honoring her own journey throughout life in higher education. She has self-published her work through Viso's Voice and can be found at visosvoice.com. Viso takes pride in building community and loves connecting with community members. Welcome, Viso.
Good evening, graduates of Wayne State University. I am both honored and humbled to be your closing act this evening. Poets and spoken word artists like myself often recycle work from years of used and abused notebooks because if you truly look closely at life, it's quite ordinary for all of us in its extraordinary ways. However, there is something unique about what we're experiencing today. We hope that you will be the only class to ever have to share these accomplishments through a screen. And we hope that you all know that no matter what it feels like, you reaching your goals isn't any less significant because of how you're forced to celebrate during these challenging times. Now more than ever, we are reminded that what matters isn't how we got here, but where we will go from here and how we will choose to get there. I extend to you my art and hope that you accept it as it finds a way to resonate with you. This poem is for you, Warrior Strong, class of 2020. Mexican by birth, Detroiter by privilege, chingona both by choice and circumstance. I have truly come to understand the phrase my mother engraved in my brain at such a young age. Ahí es donde la puerca tuerce el rabo. An expression older than the oldest person I know alive, a colloquialism taught to us by those who have survived, a phrase that says everything and nothing if you can't decipher the language, translated today as, this is where the pig twists her tail. Meaning that this is where things get tricky, this is where the obstacles have arrived, this is the moment that will truly make us define what it is we really want from life. But if I know one thing about life, it's that it's constantly changing, always rearranging the information that we have as we learn to grow into the education that we've earned. And somehow generationally, we're still concerned that we don't deserve simply because those before us weren't in the positions that we have now. So we observe their traditions and still make it our missions to understand where we will choose to go now. In 2012, a researcher by the name of Jordi Grafen at the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences published his findings regarding the tail posture and motion as a possible indicator of emotional state in pigs. He found that a curled tail could be linked to a positive emotional state. I researched all this to say that those things we call obstacles, the times that we find tricky, all of the moments are shifted when we begin to honor our own resistance. It is in the midst of obstacles that we are taught to find peace and acceptance. It is in the midst of obstacles that we are challenged not to be complacent. Isn't this alone what one would call a positive emotional state? That when you don't know where to go or what to do, that you can choose to start again? None of us know how this ends, but we can all choose new beginnings and Nuevo Comienzo. When we've reached the ends of the roads that we've been paving on our own, when we have climbed to the heights that our ancestors once envisioned for us, yes, these accomplishments are yours, but they are also ours. Ours because you are the future of a legacy established upon to you as a birthright. And you may be thinking that I don't know you, right? And I don't. I don't know you in all of your magnitude, but I do know that you are here right now because somewhere, someone, somehow made a sacrifice. And as you embark on this long journey ahead, I hope you pack light so that you can travel far. And if you always follow your heart, there ain't no way in hell that you'll ever get lost. Take only what you need and give what you can, often and endlessly. Because most places are just places, but Detroit, we're a people. So whether you're new Detroit or old Detroit, traditional or non-traditional, fourth gen or first in line, unplanned parent or patiently planning on it, know that we see you, we support you, we honor you, we value you. You, brown body with a golden heart. You, purpose beating out of your chest. You, fire in your eyes and ambition in your blood. You, more radiant than ever, warrior strong. You, ready to get degreed and move the hell on, okay? To the future, may we live to see it. To the past, may we always remember it. To the present, the now, this moment, to you, class of 2020, aquí es donde la puerca tuerce el rabo. Right here is where the pig twists her tail. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Alondra, thank you for your powerful and beautiful words of hope. To our audience, if you want more Viso, feel free to follow her work on Instagram, both at Viso's Voice and at It's Viso. At this time, from your home or wherever you are, please make some noise for our Wayne State Nuevo Comienzo graduating class of 2020. Wepa is right, Alicia. So this concludes our ceremony. Once again, congratulations, graduates, and thank you for joining us. The link to tonight's recording will be emailed to all participating graduates and will be posted on our center's website, las.wayne.edu by Monday. Gracias y muy buenas noches.